Bestie, you need to start minding your own business. Hey, bestie. Let's talk about how to get into your feminine energy. But first, what is feminine energy?
Feminine energy traits are affiliated with nurturing, love, receptivity, compassion, and care. This being energy is the polar opposite of masculine energy, which is focused on doing.
So today we're going to learn how to get into your feminine energy and the benefits of being in your feminine energy and how you can actually get a lot more just by embodying your feminine versus putting in all this work into being in your masculine energy because you feel like that's how you're going to win in life when it's not. Okay, a lot of women perceive the being part as doing nothing. Essentially, it is you're doing nothing, but you're not doing anything actively. It's just that you being is already doing something. I know that sounds confusing right now, especially if you have not been embodying your femininity. The number one trait that a truly feminine woman embodies is peace. She is at peace, and so she brings peace to others. And I know a lot of us are not yet at peace, but bestie, I'm telling you, it's so worth it. And here's how you're gonna get there. I'm gonna read you a quote from one of my favorite books, The Courage to Be Disliked. Intervening in other people's tasks and taking on other people's tasks turns one's life into something heavy and full of hardship. If you are leading a life of worry and suffering, which stems from interpersonal relationships, learn the boundary of, from here on, that is not my task, and discard other people's tasks. That is the first step towards lightening the load and making life simpler. Bestie, you need to start minding your own business, okay? I need you to memorize this line. That is not my task. Whenever a man wants to split the bill with you on a date that he invited you on, that is not my task. Whenever a pick-me girlfriend wants your opinion on some personal drama brought on by her terrible choices in men, knowing that she will indeed ignore your advice and keep dating the same below bare minimum low effort man in a different font, that is not my task. Whenever you feel the need to fix a man, like,
I can fix him!
that is not my task. Whenever you are confronted with things that are not your tasks, the things that are not your business, can you not pick up other people's tasks? And here's the thing too. There are such things as men's tasks. A lot of the people who are so against gender roles don't recognize the dangers of not having gender roles. And we see this. Whenever a couple gets rid of gender roles, guess what? The men's roles also gets taken up by the woman. Not everyone needs to conform to gender roles. They're simply an outline of how you're going to manage your relationship. So if there's gender roles that you don't want to fulfill, then find a man who shares similar values as you. But can we be for frickin' real that whenever a couple decides that they're going to be progressive, they're going to be egalitarian, guess who picks up the slack? Women. So can we not? There are such things as men's tasks, and the bare minimum task that a man needs to be able to do is to provide. And if he can't do that, it'll be very hard for you to be in your femininity in a relationship. Whenever you drop the man's tasks of providing, whenever you drop everyone else's tasks, trying to fix them, trying to do the most so you can prove that you're a good person, you're a good friend, you're a good daughter, you're a good sister, get out of this energy of trying to prove yourself to people, because you are enough as is. And the moment you realize that, you just feel so at home in yourself, so at home in your body, so at home in your femininity. I'm gonna need you to remember that part, that being in your feminine is less about doing and more about being, because as a woman, by existing, you have so much inherent worth and value. Like, you existing is enough. A lot of women have a problem with understanding that. They think it's BS, but it's because they haven't embodied their femininity yet. Because the moment you embody your femininity and whatever femininity is to you, you just feel like everything's falling in the right place. Personally, it was the most difficult part for me to accept that I'm enough as is. I don't need to do more. I'm already enough. As someone who has been in her masculine, thinking that that was going to give me whatever I wanted, it gave me the things that I thought I wanted, but when I got it, it wasn't really what I wanted. I know a lot of us girlies, especially my high achieving, highly educated, high earning girlies, you achieved whatever you have right now by doing. You were policed whenever you didn't do much, and the productivity culture that we grew up with, it's a lot. When you already have so much to give and then you're doing extra, you're paying double, it doesn't feel good. You feel drained and you feel like you're being taken advantage of, and you feel those things because that's the truth. Especially in dating, friendships, family relationships, when you feel drained, it's because you are getting taken advantage of. So I'm gonna need you to remember that part, that being in your femininity is less about doing and more about being. You know why? It's because women are useful without doing anything. Just by existing around men, we confer a lot of status on them, and using that status that we have conferred on them, they can now access more opportunities, more money, more women. Let me give you a scenario where this happens a lot. So whenever you agree to go on a date with a guy, guess what he's doing? He is passing around your picture to his buddies, telling them that, hey, I'm gonna go on a date with this girl, or oh, I went on a date with this girl. You are giving him clout simply by going on a date with him, and then you're gonna pay. Can we not do that? You are already paying just by existing with a man. Like, that's your payment. You gave him the opportunity to access you. That's your payment. A lot of people don't want to admit that to women, but I am telling you, bestie, you have so much inherent worth and value. All you have to do is exist, and it's always the men who want to exploit you and take advantage of you that want you to devalue yourself. They're the ones who tell you that you're not this enough, you're not that enough, you are of no worth, you are of no consequence. And it's always the women who have devalued other women because they have devalued themselves that will tell other women that they are of no worth, of no consequence, that whenever you require a man to invest in you to pay for a date, that you are looking at them as meal tickets. But what about the value we bring? What about the risks that you incur simply by going on a date with this guy? The safety risk. So it really, really saddens me to hear women say that we're just looking for men as meal tickets. I can pay for my own meal on a first date. Yeah, pick Misha. Me too. I too can pay on a first date, but I don't have to. And the moment you get out of this energy of wanting to prove yourself to people, okay, bestie, I need you to stop proving yourself to people. Just exist and let the people who find value in you be the ones to access you. Why are you surrounding yourself with people who you have to prove yourself to? Once you get out of this proving yourself energy, you will just feel more at peace. And lastly, I want to let you know that femininity is not a costume. Being a feminine woman is less about how you dress and more about how you are with yourself. It's about embodying your creativity, your chaos, your ability to multiply. You are the source. You are creation itself. And you're gonna need to act like it. Now get that bag, bestie.